Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now this is Assassin's Creed Unity. I've got to admit it's one of my favourite games in the series, and to be honest, it is in my opinion one of the best looking. It seems as though Ubisoft went all out with their visual representation of Paris. The lighting, the crowded streets, the interiors, it all holds up so well. As the first Assassin's Creed game to launch exclusively for the new at the time 8th gen consoles, the PS4 and Xbox One, as well as PC of course, it's clear Ubisoft wanted to demonstrate what could be achieved from a graphical standpoint thanks to the additional power offered by the latest hardware. You might remember that Unity didn't have the smoothest launch. Bugs, technical problems and poor PC optimization meant that I decided to play this on PlayStation 4 back in 2014, and even though there were some frame rate issues, I finished the game after about 2 weeks of playing it almost exclusively. The disc didn't leave my console until I had explored every corner of Paris, and I actually went to real life Paris a couple of days later. I took this picture, and then this picture. You can just about make out the Eiffel Tower, though it could just as easily be the Blackpool Tower, given how much of it is actually visible behind my massive head. Aside from the visuals, the combat and climbing was really satisfying, and I know that this one splits opinions, but considering Unity is on sale again at 85% off on Steam right now, I'd really recommend either revisiting it or playing it for the first time if you haven't done so before. I've only just started it again on PC, and on my fairly modest system with everything cranked up to Ultra, including the intensive TXAA option, we're still averaging out at 60 frames per second at 1080p. There are a lot of drops below this, but I am using TXAA and it really isn't necessary at all. It's there to use if you can use it, and faster graphics cards could certainly utilise it without dipping below a solid 60 frames per second, but the better bet is to use FXAA instead, which will guarantee a plus 60 FPS almost constantly. The difference between using TXAA and FXAA isn't all that noticeable as far as visuals are concerned, but the performance difference is night and day. At this point you're probably wondering about the title of this video. It's the first thing that came to mind after deciding that I wanted to revisit this incredibly detailed open world. See, back in 2014 I remember seeing a post on Reddit claiming that disconnecting from the internet might improve the game's performance. I'm not sure why. I think it was to do with Uplay running in the background or something. I do recall hearing mixed opinions regarding the effectiveness of this trick though. Some said this helped smooth things out and others reported little change. My PS4 was offline most of the time back in the day because I lived with my grandparents and the internet was so slow it may as well have been non-existent. As such, I don't know if I actually benefited from this advice, but I don't remember Unity running that badly, so maybe being offline did help. I've read posts about this working on PC and Xbox One as well, and this advice even made its way to the official Ubisoft forums. Ubisoft themselves suggested doing this while they worked on a fix. Despite talking about the Steam version of the game being on sale, I am actually playing the Ubisoft Connect, formerly Uplay version. I can't say whether playing offline 8 years ago would have solved anything with this release either, but I can tell you that after running an hour's worth of tests, there is no discernible difference these days while connected to or disconnected from the internet, at least not with the hardware I have to hand. The launch of this game certainly wasn't drama-free, but in 2022 at this price, I'd certainly recommend playing Assassin's Creed Unity. You'll still want some decent specs to run it at its highest settings, but during my first 6 hours of gameplay today, I experienced just one bug where I got stuck in the air between roofs for like a second. There have so far been no major game-breaking issues. Furthermore, the game ran with a constant plus 60 FPS on my modern mid-range gaming rig once I decided to turn the anti-aliasing option down. Let's face it, TXAA is probably not necessary considering the performance hit it brings with it. That's all for this one then. Thank you very much for watching. Assassin's Creed Unity is on sale until the 21st of March 2022, I believe. Let me know what you think about the game down below, how well it runs for you on your system of course. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like on it, leave a dislike if you didn't, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hopefully I'll see all of you in the next one.